Today, I'm going to be going over the top 12 most customizable vehicles in GTA 5 Online, and we're not going to be counting certain vehicles like any Benny's vehicles or Arena War vehicles, and in terms of the mods that you can actually put on them, we're talking about actual mods, not the regular armor, brakes, transmission, turbo, suspension, and stuff like that. Actual cool mods that are different from most other cars. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to check out Dinka BLista if you guys need any money in GTA 5 and you want to buy some of the cars in this video, but you don't have enough money. I hope you enjoy, and let's get it started. Starting off with the first car, it's going to be the Weenie Dynasty, and it costs $450,000 on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and it has a total of 60 different mods. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but one of the reasons I added to this list is because it can do something that a lot of other cars can't, or pretty much any other car, and it can become a taxi cab. Now, you can't actually pick up people and get fares and stuff like that, but you can put the taxi thing on the top, and it also has the taxi livery on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, it has 60 different customization options, which is a lot more than some other vehicles, definitely more than pretty much every supercar and sports car. But yeah, it has 60 mods, it's a pretty cool vehicle, and it can become a taxi. The next vehicle is going to be the Canis Camacho. It costs $345,000, also on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and it has a total of 64 different mods that you could put on it. It's one of the best off-roading trucks in the game, if not the best, and it has a lot of different things that you could put on it, from stuff that you could put in the truck bed to some massive bull bars on the front that will absolutely obliterate other cars that are in front of it, which is why it has that, so then obviously the headlights won't get broken and it could push shit out of the way. It's definitely a really cool car, and it only costs $345K, so if you're into off-roading, this car is for you, plus it has tons of awesome upgrades. Next up on this list is going to be the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire. It costs $745,000 on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and it has a total of 66 different mods you could put on it. One of my favorite cars in this game because I have it in real life, and I think it looks pretty cool. I do wish we had a few more different mods that we could put on it, because all the mods really aren't too crazy, but honestly, they're better than nothing, and at least we have 66 mods and not like 30. But it's definitely a pretty cool car. It is pretty pricey though, but it is one of the fastest muscle cars in the entire game. So if you were looking for a fast muscle car with lots of cool upgrades, this car is for you. The next vehicle on this list is going to be the Albany vstr, and it has a total of 69 different mods. It costs $1.285 million on Legendary Motorsports, which is pretty expensive for a Cadillac. And honestly, it doesn't have the craziest, coolest mods in the world, but for a Cadillac, it looks pretty awesome. If I saw a car with the mods that this game has for it, I think it would look pretty cool in real life, and in game it looks pretty decent as well. Like I said, not the most crazy mods in the world, but it looks pretty damn decent. The price is pretty high up there, so honestly it's up to you guys if you want to buy it, but there is a lot of customizations for it. Next up on this list is going to be the Benefactor Hellion GT. It costs $1.3 million and has a total of 74 mods that you could put on this car. And that's pretty awesome. This car looks amazing in real life, obviously being the AMG GT, which looks beautiful, and in game I think they did a pretty good job of remaking the model, and there's a lot of awesome upgrades you can put on it. It is very, very expensive though, and it isn't truly the best car in the entire game, but in terms of upgrades for the class that it's in, it's got a lot of them, which is why a lot of people love customizing this car, because it has a huge, wide variety of customizations. Next up on the list is going to be the Anastasia, and it costs $990,000 on Legendary Motorsports, but it's on sale right now for $495K. It might still be on sale when you guys are watching this video, and it has a total of 77 mods that you can put on it, which I thought was pretty awesome. Now, most of these old classic cars normally do have a lot of different mods that you can put on them, but this one has a fair bit more, so I decided to put it in the video, and it honestly has some pretty cool ones, like for instance those side skirts that you could put on it with those wide body fenders. Makes it look really, really cool, and especially adding all of the other customizations, it turns out to be a really nice looking car. Definitely a good car to take to car shows. But yeah, it's definitely a nice car. It's not too expensive either, so if you guys want to buy it, then buy it. The next vehicle on this list is going to be the Hellion, and it costs a total of $835,000 and has a total of 78 mods that you guys can put on this vehicle. One of the reasons why I love this car so much is because of the exhaust that you could put on it. They all all come out through the engine bay, and they look crazy. Like, you could put some big ass exhaust, have some huge turbos showing as well, and even put a proper V8 engine in there, which I thought was pretty damn cool. I didn't know if it already has a V8 engine in the car stock, or if you can actually put a different V8 into the car. Let's say it had a V6 before. But yeah, it's not too expensive at $835,000, has tons of cool mods that you guys can put on it, and it's a pretty good off-roading vehicle as well. Next up on this list is going to be the BF Club. It costs $1.28 million on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and it also has 78 different mods you could put on it. And it's one of the newer cars that we got in the summer special update, and I thought it was pretty cool when I first got it. It's really, really tiny and really fun to drive around, and has tons of awesome mods, especially one of the cool ones is the fact that you could stance the wheels. Many cars in this game don't have that, except for some of the tuner cars that you can actually mod. And honestly, it's a really nice looking car. It's very tiny. You can fit through a lot of small spaces, and $1.2 million is a bit overpriced for it because it's such a small little car, but honestly, it's pretty cool, and if you wanted to buy it, I would suggest it because it's pretty fun to drive around. Next up on this list is going to be the Vapid Dominator GTX. It costs $725,000 on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and it has a grand total of 114 different mods that you could put on this car. And that is pretty crazy. That is a lot of customization options you have for this specific vehicle, more than pretty much every other vehicle on this list that I've already talked about, because obviously if it had a lot more mods, it wouldn't be at this point on the list. It would be much further away. So that means, you know, there's some other cars in this game that have way more customizations than this. But that said, it does still have a lot of awesome things that you could do to it. I like the exhausts on it, and I do somehow like the fenders a little bit too. Not the ones I put on in this video, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And for $700K, it's definitely worth it. Next up on this list is going to be the Penumbra FF. It costs $1.38 million on Southern San Andreas Super Autos and has a grand total of 133 different mods that you could put on it, which is crazy. It's one of my favorite cars from the summer special update, and there wasn't too much content added into this, but honestly, this car that they added is pretty damn awesome. It has so much stuff you could do to it, including stancing the wheels, and it's super fun to drive around. It's got some pretty cool liveries, some basic ones that a lot of people would like, and I don't like liveries generally, but it has some that I actually like, so that's definitely saying something. And like I said, it's really fast, fun to drive around, and one of the best cars they added from that update, and it's $1.3 million, and I would have to say it's honestly worth it. Next up on this list, we got the Dinka BLista Canjo, and it costs $435,000, or right now it's on sale for $261,000. And guess what? It has 135 mods on it, which is crazy for a car that costs less than $500K. It was also added in the Diamond Casino Heist update, which was a little while ago. And honestly, it's got some crazy freaking mods that you could put on this thing, which is one of the reasons why I love it. Now, in the video, you'll see it has some of the most crazy mods possible, and I would not suggest upgrading the car to look like this because it looks so freaking ugly, but there is a lot of other cool modifications you could do to it, and if you didn't already know, every car in this video I was just fully maxing out. I don't have that bad taste, it's just the best upgrades you could put on it in the game. But it's definitely a really nice looking car, $500K, and it has all these customizations. I would definitely suggest buying it. And finally, the last car on this list is going to be the Karen 190Z. It costs $900,000. It's on sale right now for $450K, and it has a total of 160 different customizations. One of the most, if not the most, customizable vehicle in-game that is not a Benny's vehicle or an Arena War vehicle. It has so much different stuff you could do to it, which is why everybody loves it, and I was just talking about this in a video I just posted. Literally, there's like a few different options for this car. You can either make it a tuner car, a sleeper car, a drift car, a freaking awesome muscle car, whatever you guys want it to be, because there is so many different things you could do to it, which is why everybody loves this car. Not many people actually drive it around though, which is fairly surprising. I saw a few people saying that they never see them around. Honestly, if I'm driving around in free mode, I'm not going to be driving around in one of my nicest cars. I'm going to be pulling up in some vehicle that could take a few missiles, because everybody knows what it's like to be in a public lobby in GTA. Well, anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to smash a thumbs up on it, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if there's any vehicles that I did miss, be sure to comment them down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.